Your challenge is to reach the summit. This mountain will force you to make some tough decisions.
This summit sneak peek, September 29th on CBS.
Summer, it really do be hot like that. I'll help you plan your dog walks and festival eating with regional outlooks. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Sarah Blakely is off tonight. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu meets with President Biden and Vice President Harris as he continues his visit to the U.S. Plus, we hear from Congressman Jack Bergman and get his thoughts on the protests at the nation's capital yesterday because of Netanyahu's visit. And it's set to be a big weekend for art lovers in Marquette. We'll tell you about a couple of art shows happening this weekend. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Well, I'm letting my place cool down while I can before we hit those high temperatures for the weekend. Air, what can we expect before then?
Well, we've got a pretty pleasant evening right now. Temperatures in the 60s. Good idea to open those windows tonight. Let that cool air in and then shut out the heat tomorrow. Our lows will be primarily in the 50s. We could see some 40s out there, upper 40s, I should say. We are nice and dry as far as the sky goes. It's very clear out there for the most part. We could see some clouds returning this weekend, but overall it's going to be bright, sunny, hot, and humid. I'll go over those details after the break.
All right, thanks, Air. And the Vice President wrapped up her first high-stakes meeting with a world leader since launching her campaign for president. She met one-on-one with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu following his meeting with President Biden. CBS's Wei Zhang has new details tonight on a busy and important day at the White House.
Got a lot to talk about.
In their private meeting, President Biden pressured Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu to accept the latest ceasefire and hostage release deal, a top priority for Biden in the last 6 months of his term.
Bring home all the hostages and bring peace and security to the Middle East and end this war.
The White House believes it is on the brink of brokering an agreement.
We are closer now, we believe, than we've been before.
Promising words for the family members of hostages who met with the two leaders in private.
They understand the urgency of this moment now, to waste no time.
3 Israeli-American hostages died in Hamas custody. 5 others are unaccounted for, including 22-year-old Omer Nutra.
The urgency, and we expressed it multiple times today to both leaders, it's so critical that everything will be done as if there's no tomorrow.
Biden has grown increasingly frustrated with Netanyahu's handling of the conflict and inability to make a deal.
What I will tell you is I think what he's doing is a mistake.
The prime minister has been criticized for focusing more on wiping out Hamas than freeing the hostages. Nearly 10 months of war has left almost 40,000 killed and about 500,000 people facing catastrophic hunger levels in Gaza. The likely Democratic...
After the meeting, Harris said that Israel has the right to defend itself and how it does so matters, referring to the tens of thousands who have lost their lives in the war. Netanyahu is also set to meet with her likely opponent, Donald Trump, at Mar-a-Lago on Friday. And cleanup efforts are underway near the U.S. Capitol after several statues and other landmarks were graffitied during pro-Palestinian protests yesterday. Protests broke out Wednesday as Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a joint address to Congress. Thousands of demonstrators marched near the Capitol and called for Netanyahu's arrest, a ceasefire in Gaza, and an end to U.S. aid for Israel. Several arrests were reported after multiple clashes with law enforcement. Demonstrations escalated in the afternoon near Union Station, where some protesters spray-painted statues, set fires, and even burned an American flag. WZMQ 19 News caught up with Congressman Jack Bergman, who was not shy in his criticism of the vandalism.
At best, it's the worst of bad middle school behavior that is thuggish in its singular purpose, which is to just be little jerks. In the words of Prime Minister Netanyahu, he used the phrase yesterday, useful idiots. Well, the people doing this are pretty much useful idiots.
A group of House Republicans walked to Union Station Wednesday evening to raise the American flag after it was torn down earlier in the day. Several Democratic lawmakers also condemned the vandalism, which included pro-Hamas language and writing. Cleanup crews say it could take days to remove some of the graffiti. And the latest snapshot of the economy brought good news, stronger growth and lower inflation. Bradley Blackburn has the story.
The economy picked up steam over the spring, with second quarter growth accelerating to a 2.8% annual pace.
It means that consumers were spending, businesses were restocking their inventories, and the reading really was stronger than economists thought.
With inflation easing toward the Federal Reserve's target 2%, consumer spending, the backbone of economic growth, was on the rise, even in the face of high interest rates.
And that spending was broad-based, with Americans investing in everything from cars and appliances to services like health care and utilities.
Economists say the GDP report, or gross domestic product, points to a soft landing, a scenario when inflation cools without tipping the economy into recession.
I think resilience would be the word of this economy.
Although cracks are beginning to show.
We are seeing that some lower income Americans are piling up credit card debt, and we're starting to see the job market slow down just a touch.
For now, the focus moves to the Federal Reserve and whether policymakers plan a rate cut at next Wednesday's meeting.
I think they want some more data, so I don't think they'll do anything next week.
President Biden said in a statement there's still work to be done, but that the GDP report shows the U.S. now has the strongest economy in the world. Bradley Blackburn, CBS.
State lawmakers are hoping to create a solution for the dark store tax loophole in Michigan. The loophole allows big box retailers to pay less in property tax by basing it on the sale prices of vacant, often deed-restricted stores. The bipartisan legislation would create more requirements for how the taxable value of a property is determined. Its authors say closing the loophole could be a critical increase in property tax revenue, especially in small communities across the Upper Peninsula.
Our local units of government have lost funding, and they've lost that funding. Once it's cut, it's then cut ongoing. So that affects our police, our fire, our parks, and our local roads.
The bill's authors say they hope to see it pass in the legislature when lawmakers return to Lansing in September. And K.I. Sawyer has an aging infrastructure with most water mains and pipes dating back to the late 50s. The deteriorating water system has forced the community to begin a massive renovation project since the project was announced. Higher water rates were predicted. Many residents had issues with how the state arrived at the new rates, but we're happy to learn there is no lead found in the residential water supply. An annual art show is ready to take over Lower Harbor in Marquette. The 64th annual Art on the Rocks show is this Saturday and Sunday. The show will feature over 120 artists, both local and national, with 14 different mediums, including everything from painting to pottery to printmaking. Art on the Rocks director says while all the art is great, it's the artists themselves that make the show special and have kept it going for so long. The show will be from 10 to 6 on Saturday and from 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Going around, seeing what catches your eye, talking to the artists, getting to know what they're all about, where they're from, their story, their experience in Marquette. It's really the artists who make it special, the artists who, give it a shot, who want to spend a weekend up here, some traveling from very far away just to see what it's all about.
And if that's not enough art for you, an annual arts festival is also returning to Marquette's Lakeshore for its 30th year. The Outback Art Festival is this Saturday and Sunday at Shires Park in Marquette. The festival will feature over 100 local artists with everything from welding to photography and even items like locally made soap and lotion. One event organizer says it's been successful because of its variety and because it's a very relaxing environment.
Very comfortable park. It's very enjoyable to come here and spend the day. We've got great food vendors, great food options. It's just a real comfortable, enjoyable way to spend your weekend.
The festival will be from 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday. And still to come on your WZMQ 19 News, a man is under arrest as authorities believe he's responsible for the biggest wildfire of the year in California. And as we prepare for some summer heat this weekend, we have some tips for you in case you spend a little too much time in the sun. We're back after this.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. For more than 30 years, our community has come through, building affordable homes, making critical repairs, and building ramps for those who need a little help and a little hope. Habitat for Humanity volunteers produce amazing results treasured forever. You could be our next hero. Volunteers are needed to provide affordable housing in Marquette County. Join in, sign up, it's easy. Go to upersunited.com or use the QR code shown here. A public service message of Habitat for Humanity and WZMQ TV19.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
25 years of fun and you're invited. It's the silver anniversary of the Downtown Marquette Farmers Market. Come celebrate with us every Saturday morning at the Marquette Commons. From 9 to 1, you'll find a wide variety of local foods, produce, art, and so much more. Plus, the Wednesday night farmers market on the 100 block of West Washington Street is back from 5 to 8. For more information, visit mqtfarmersmarket.com. The Farmers Market is presented by the Marquette TDA and sponsored by Flagstar Bank and WZMQ 19.
Tonight. Yes, if I was forgetting things, I think I'd remember it.
Colbert's New with Kevin Hart, tonight on the Emmy-nominated Late Show.
Award-winning WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with Air Stasic.
I hope you enjoyed your time in the cool, pleasant weather that we've had today, because it's about to get hot as a pepper sprout. Okay, we've got 80s and 90s. That's going to start tomorrow and continue into next week, maybe extending into the week after that, but expect very warm conditions. Wind gusts we could see this weekend up to about 25 miles an hour, but overall, those breezes should be fairly calm. Just those gusts are going to be speeding up, and it's going to be a humid gust out there. Best chances for showers and possible thunderstorms, we're looking at Sunday evening and then maybe again on Monday. Now, dog days of summer, we're actually in the midst of this. It actually started at the beginning of this month on the 3rd of July, continuing until August 11th, and that's when that dog star Sirius Black, Harry Potter fans, and the sun are in the same sky region. Sirius is rising and falling those 20 days before and after, and then that average temp that we usually see up here during that time frame is about 76 degrees, which kind of seems low, especially after what we're going to be seeing this coming weekend. Now tomorrow, for your dog walk in the morning, best time would be in those early morning hours before that pavement gets really hot. 6:24 is when we're expecting that sun to take over the sky. We'll see highs around 83 degrees there by 6 p.m. And then just a reminder, heat safety for your dogs, please keep them out of the vehicle, even with those windows down. It still gets really hot even after 10 minutes. Look at this. If the air temp outside is around 80 degrees, it's going to kick up to 99 degrees inside the car after only 10 minutes. So best idea, leave that dog at home. We're going to look at our highs across the UP here for our fabulous Friday. Biggest high temp around 85 in Houghton. My friends up there, please stay cool. Get in the water as soon as you can, because you've got some 90-degree temperatures coming on Saturday and Sunday. We're talking highs around 92. Here in Marquette, we'll expect around 81, a little bit warmer in Iron Mountain, high around 82. And as we head further east here, we still have some warm temperatures, but a little bit cooler along the lake. Manistee, 74 degrees. So if you can't stand the heat, maybe head down to Manistee tomorrow. And speaking of heat and that hot pavement we talked about just a minute ago here, that air temperature, if it's 84 degrees out and in the sky, that asphalt can be around 140. That shaded grass, a little bit cooler for your puppy's paws. You definitely do not want to be visiting the vet anytime soon for burns on your dog's or cat's paws, I guess, or rabbits. People walk rabbits, I guess. 7-day outlook for Marquette Blueberry Fest. Sizzling sunshine, high of around 84. Here's our chances for some afternoon thunderstorms coming on Monday. I will show you what's in the forecast for fishing on Little Bay de Noc coming up after the break.
Walking your rabbits, that's a new one for me, Air. Thank you very much. And a California man is under arrest for allegedly sparking the largest wildfire in the state so far this year. The Park Fire is just one of the many rapidly growing wildfires that are tearing across parts of the Northwest, forcing evacuations and the deployment of National Guard troops. Donnie Bacchus has the latest from Los Angeles.
California's largest wildfire of the year, the Park Fire, just north of Sacramento, has exploded in size since it started as a small brush fire Wednesday afternoon. By Thursday morning, it had torn through an area around 70 square miles, leaving some charred vehicles and buildings in its wake.
This fire has fingers that are growing in different directions depending on which way the wind is blowing at a particular time. There's about 20 cars coming up behind me.
The fast-moving fire forced people in the town of Chico to flee their homes.
We have about 4,000 people under evacuation orders.
Many also left their farm animals in the care of strangers at special shelters.
I think they're doing a really great job, and it's a selfless job because they're putting a lot of hours out here and volunteering for all of us.
CAL FIRE investigators arrested a 42-year-old Chico man who was seen pushing a flaming car down a 60-foot embankment, apparently igniting the fire. In eastern Oregon, the nation's largest wildfire, the Durkee Fire, has ravaged a 630 square mile area, roughly the size of Houston, Texas. Oregon's governor has mobilized the National Guard to help fight the flames. People as far away as Denver are dealing with the health effects caused by drifting wildfire smoke.
We see both increases in hospitalizations, emergency department visits, physician visits.
Red flag warnings are in effect from Central California to the Badlands of South Dakota. The combination of 40 to 60 mile-per-hour winds, high temperatures, and single-digit humidity is keeping conditions ripe for flames.
By late this afternoon, the Park Fire grew to more than 71,000 acres, or about 111 square miles, and was only 3% contained. Storms are in the forecast in Oregon, but fire crews say while the rain will help douse the flames, there's also a chance that lightning could spark new fires. And it is summertime for swimming, fishing, and in some cases burning. This time of the year, it's easy to get too much sun. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has more on the best ways to treat a sunburn.
Amidst all the joy at the pool, there's also pain.
It hurts. It hurts. It's uncomfortable, and it starts to itch.
Painful, a rash.
And he knows overexposure. The pool is his office. And even though everyone here knows, do you guys wear sunscreen usually?
Yeah.
Accidents happen.
I thought you put on sunscreen when you were there.
I did. But we were there for like 5 hours.
Most people get sunscreen on once, but they forget to reapply every 1 to 2 hours.
Dr. Farhat is a busy dermatologist, and she's seen many a sunburn. What's actually happening to our skin?
Anytime that your skin is turning red, that means that there's actual DNA damage that's occurring.
She says sunburns can range from redness to blisters that peel and even open sores.
So basically, you want to start treating right away.
They had to apply aloe and kind of that type of stuff to kind of ease the symptoms.
So aloe is definitely helpful for that soothing component. There is a soothing component to oatmeal baths, and so that would be what I would recommend.
Also surprising,
something like ibuprofen, Aleve, things like that are going to actually help sunburn, so help prevent some of that pain and redness, not just for the pain, but actually treating that underlying inflammation that's occurring. And so as soon as you realize you're starting to get sunburn, taking that right away is going to help prevent it from getting worse.
And allow for more fun.
Dermatologists recommend using a sunscreen of SPF 30 or higher. And Mike Ludlum has your look at sports coming up next. The Marquette Blues are taking on the Gaylord Post 458 in a state tournament. We'll see how each team did after this.
It's Christmas in July at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. The
The month of July is our biggest store-wide sale of the year. All in-stock items are on sale to make room for all of our amazing new designs, all up to 60% off. In-stock loose diamonds up to 50% off. In-stock engagement rings and wedding bands up to 40% off. In-stock fashion jewelry up to 60% off. It's our biggest sale of the year at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
Richardson Jewelers.
It's an HGTV week party on the Jennifer Hudson Show. And you're invited.
We're gonna get our hands dirty.
We kick things off with the Property Brothers. Plus, Little John has a demo you don't want to miss. Then the stars of Fixer to Fabulous, Dave and Jenny Mars.
We're getting some good tips. Y'all hear this?
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Everyone loves the fair, from the greatest generation to the latest generation, and everyone in between. From livestock to live music to live performances, art, and fantastic food. The fair has something for everyone. The 2024 Marquette County Fair, August 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Marquette County Fairgrounds. It's fun for all ages.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
ZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Sarah Blakely and Kevin Hodge.
Good evening, everyone. When you have 6 baseball teams in an American Legion State tournament, 2 of them will receive byes. The Marquette Blues had 1 bye, and they tried to take advantage of it in the final game of the day against Gaylord Post 458 at Gerard Haley Memorial Field in Marquette. Bottom of the first, Blues leadoff hitter Owen Cardinal saw the first pitch to absolutely tattoo this one to left center field for a hit. He would end up on second with a stand-up double. 2 batters later, Blake Walther will ground one to first base. The out is made, but the throw home is not in time. Cardinal scores, and it's 1-0 Blues. Next batter is Easton Miller. Grounder through the drawn-in infield. Logan Peterson crosses the plate, and Marquette is up by 2. Bottom of the third, Nicholas Panty bounces one to third. The throw is off the intended target. Carson Bellinger runs home, and the Blues have a 3-0 lead. Gaylord's Logan Greenier is frozen for strike 3, coming up here by Tristan Slater, who looked very good in 6 innings of work. Top of the fourth, Gaylord had the bases loaded when Torino Lamorato goes the opposite way for a single. 1 run will score. Colin Peel stops at third. Marquette prevents any further damage, still leading 3-1. Bottom of the 6th, runners on for Blake Walther again, and he's going to put this one through the right side for a hit. Isaac Sarles gets the green light around third and scores. The Blues have a 4-1 advantage. The rally continues. Easton Miller will drive one into the outfield. 1 run already is scored, and Blake Walther tries to make it 2, but he is out at the plate. Blues up 5-1 at the end of the inning. Top of the 7th, Gaylord had runners on first and second when Beathy tries to bounce one to third. Carson Bellinger tags the runner and throws to first for the 5-3 double play to end the game. Marquette posts a 5-1 victory. Gaylord made 6 errors in the contest. The Blues advance to the winner's bracket final tomorrow. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Gladstone started against Gladstone in Game 2 of the event. Bottom of the second, Gladstone's Gavin Frossart to third, and that's a 4-6-3 double play started by Rylan Rosso, scoreless after 2. Bottom of the third, runner on second for the Indians, and Casey Alwarden too short. Colin Peel makes the play at first, but Tyler Darmagray keeps right on going and scores with a slide. That's the game's first run. Top of the 5th, runner on for Gaylord, and Peyton D. Ward with his second excellent bunt of the contest. The throw is late, didn't matter, he was safe anyway. Ethan Ford dashes home, and Gaylord is on the board. Next batter, Torino Lamorato, grounds one. This will end up in the outfield. DeWeert rounds third and sprints home, allowing Gaylord to take a 2-1 advantage. A short time later, Will Beefy is in the batter's box, and Lamorato tries to seal third. He does. Ball pops out of the third baseman's glove. Lamorato scoots home, post 453 with a 3-1 lead. And better work on that jersey for later. Bottom of the fifth, runner on first, and Casey L. Warden chops the third. Rylan Rosso again with the diving stop, throw the first for the out. Dharma Gray, though, motors the third. He would score in a sacrifice fly by Aiden Cretin. Indians down 3-2. Top of the sixth, Gaylord looking for insurance. This looks like a base hit, but Gavin Frossard says, I don't think so, making the diving grab and preventing a base runner. Bottom of the sixth inning, Austin Pepin pops one behind third base, and here comes Rylan Rosso again, making the catch. I'm told Rosso is probably one of the youngest players on the 458 squad. To the seventh, Aiden Cretin will foul one toward the Gaylord dugout. There is a collision between pitcher Ethan Ford and catcher Logan Grenier. Grenier makes the catch. Gaylord hangs on for a 3-2 victory. Now as we go to the scoreboard, Breckenridge defeated Hudson 5-0, and Three Oaks defeated Breckenridge 9-2. So tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, Gladstone against Breckenridge, Hudson and Gaylord at 11:30, and Marquette and Three Oaks in the winner's bracket final at 4:30 in this double elimination event. Northern Michigan University swimmer Leo Noyes will compete in the Paris Olympics next week. He is from Uruguay, and he was picked by his federation. He will compete in the 100-meter freestyle on Tuesday, July 30th. A UP volleyball player with ties has made a verbal commitment to continue her career at Alabama Birmingham. Her name is Leah Beverly. Her parents are Munising grad Danielle Tiernan Beverly and former Detroit Lions center Eric Beverly. Why don't you come on back to me? We're running out of time here. Javier Baez had a home run as the Tigers defeated Cleveland 3-0. And Jay Jurasek of Iron County, 5 over par 77. Not a bad start at the Senior Open Championship. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Mike. And two NASA astronauts who traveled to the International Space Station on the Boeing Starliner capsule do not have a return flight date yet. Mark Strassman has the latest on the mission from Houston.
Astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams were supposed to stay on the space station for 8 days. Today is day 50 because of ongoing unresolved issues with their Starliner capsule. Today, Boeing and NASA updated us all on the mission. They said there is still no return date for those two astronauts. They are continuing to work through issues, particularly an issue with maneuvering engines that conked out on the crew's original approach to the ISS. And the goal still is to return these astronauts on the same Starliner capsule that brought them to the space station.
We kept saying 8-day minimum mission. I think we all knew that it was going to go longer than that. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about how much longer, but I think it's my regret that we didn't just say we're going to stay up there until we get everything done that we want to go do.
This is day 50, and it looks as though the crew will stay at least through their 8th week in space. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Houston.
Still to come, air will let us know how much we're cooling down tonight before those summer temperatures return for the weekend. Plus, taking a garden tour through Marquette will show you a 30-year tradition put on by a Marquette nonprofit. We're back in 2 minutes.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions.
This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family.
Call 800-845-5191. Don't wait. Call now.
Stay tuned to save $10 on the amazing socket fan light from Bell & Howell.
When you're hot, nothing feels better than the gentle cooling breeze of a ceiling fan. This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. With a push of a button, you can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself and install socket fan in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the socket fan light with deep socket extender is yours for $59.95. Act now, and we'll take $10 off. So you get it for just $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off, and the shipping is free.
Get cool fast with socket fan.
Call 1-800-506-4503 or go to buysocketfan.com.
Our current temperatures out there, 50s, 60s, will mostly stay in the 50s overnight. We could see a few areas on that interior in the upper 40s, but overall, a very nice evening. Now, tomorrow, if you like fishing, but you don't like the sunshine, your best chances are early in the morning. We do have some cloud coverage later in the afternoon, early evening. However, those temperatures are going to be pretty warm. Waves should be fairly calm. We're expecting around 0 feet as far as height. And then Keweenaw Brew Fest. My goodness, it's going to be a great day to enjoy some cold beverages up there in Houghton. That's happening on this Saturday. We've got humid conditions. Look at that, around 90 degrees as things wrap up by 5 p.m. Now, the rest of the week and into next week for Escanaba, we'll stick with those 80s. Chances of showers returning on our Monday, maybe even Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Air. And a nonprofit organization's annual tour of Marquette hits its 30th year. Community members toured through Marquette and Harvey for the Marquette Garden Tour. This tour, hosted by Marquette's Beautification and Restoration Committee, is the nonprofit's biggest fundraiser. This event is a chance for community members to learn the area and explore different ideas for gardening. Gardens are suggested the year prior by community members, which makes every year a different tour.
Just getting out, there are parts of the city, I've been here for like 50 years, there are parts of the city that I didn't even know where they were or what was happening. And you're invited into those spaces and you just say, wow, it's really expanded, you know, my knowledge of where the city is and stuff. So.
The Marquette Beautification and Restoration Committee is holding a community discussion and luncheon on August 8th. For more information, go to WZMQ19.com. Well, my first solo shows today, guys. What do you think?
I don't know. You tell us.
I think it was okay. Thumbs up from Mike.
I think you get Taco Bell tonight.
Again?
Sure.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Everyone loves the fair, from the greatest generation to the latest generation, and everyone in between. From livestock to live music, to live performances,